It was a peaceful night in Dragon Valley. The sky sparkled with tiny stars. The river shimmered softly. The flowers rested in the cool evening breeze, and high above the valley, Lumi the star dragon glowed warmly as she floated through the air. Below her, her friends looked up and smiled. There was Kiki, the cheerful water dragon, Leafy, the gentle forest dragon, Blaze, the brave fire dragon, and Rosie, the sweet love dragon. Every night, Lumi helped the little stars shine over Dragon Valley. But on this night, something was wrong. Lumi looked up at the sky, then she blinked again. "Wait," she whispered. One of the little stars was missing. There, in the middle of the sky, was a dark, empty space where a bright star should have been. Kiki tilted his head. "A star is gone." Blaze looked surprised. "Stars don't just disappear." Leafy gazed at the dark patch quietly. "And without that star, part of the valley is darker." Rosie floated closer to Lumi. "Don't worry, we'll help you find it." Lumi nodded, but her voice sounded small. "That little star helps light the moonflower path. Without it, someone could get lost." The dragons looked at one another. This was no ordinary night. This was the beginning of an important adventure. The 5 little dragons set out together. Lumi flew in front, casting a warm golden glow. Kiki walked beside the river. Leafy listened to the trees and the wind. Blaze lit the path with his tiny tail flame. Rosie drifted gently behind them, her pink hearts glowing softly. First, they searched the moonflower path, then they looked near the silver pond, then they checked the whispering trees. But the little lost star was nowhere to be found. Blaze huffed. "We've searched everywhere." Leafy shook his head gently. "Not everywhere. We still haven't checked the far side of the valley." Kiki pointed ahead. "Near the hills." Lumi looked toward the distant shadows. That part of Dragon Valley was darker than usual. Maybe, just maybe, the missing star had fallen there. The dragons crossed the dark meadow together. Without the missing star, the path was harder to see. The grass looked silver in the moonlight. The wind whispered softly around them. Kiki looked around nervously. "It's darker than I thought." Blaze puffed a little flame. "I'll help light the way." Rosie sent tiny glowing hearts into the air. They floated gently above the grass like little lanterns. Lumi smiled. "Thank you, Rosie." Leafy touched the ground with one paw. "The earth feels disturbed here," he said quietly. Something came through this meadow. The dragons followed the trail. It led toward the forest edge, and from deep in the shadows, they heard a tiny sound, a faint little cry. The dragons stopped. They listened carefully. There it was again, a small, trembling sound. "Someone's crying," Rosie said softly. Lumi flew a little higher and looked between the trees. "I see a glow." Kiki hurried forward. Leafy gently moved branches aside with his leafy wings. Blaze lit the path with a warm orange flicker. Together, the dragons stepped into the forest. And there, under the roots of an old tree, they found something surprising. It wasn't just the missing star, it was the missing star. And a tiny, frightened creature curled beneath it. The tiny creature looked like a little moon bunny, with soft fur and wide, frightened eyes. Beside it, glowing gently in the leaves, was the missing little star. Kiki gasped, "The star is here." Lumi floated closer. "But why didn't it return to the sky?" Leafy observed the scene carefully. Then he understood. "The little star didn't get lost," he said softly. "It came here on purpose." Rosie knelt beside the tiny creature. The moon bunny was shivering. It must have been afraid and alone. Blaze blinked, so the star stayed to help it. Lumi's eyes widened. The missing star had left the sky not because it was careless, but because it was kind. It had stayed beside the lost little moon bunny so it wouldn't be alone in the dark. Rosie sent soft glowing hearts into the air. They floated around the moon bunny like a warm blanket. The tiny creature slowly stopped shaking. Kiki brought fresh water in a leaf cup. Blaze made a small cozy flame to keep it warm. Leafy gently called to the forest. "Does anyone know where this little one belongs?" The trees rustled softly. The leaves whispered back. Leafy's ears lifted. "I know," he said. "The moon bunny's family lives near the hill behind the forest." Lumi looked at the little star and smiled. "You were very brave to stay here." The tiny star twinkled brightly, as if it understood. Then Kiki grinned. "Let's help them both." The dragons walked together through the forest. Lumi glowed above them. The little star twinkled happily nearby. Kiki splashed through small puddles and laughed. Blaze lit the darker corners of the path. Leafy led the way through the trees. Rosie stayed close to the moon bunny so it would feel safe. Soon they reached a quiet hill covered in silver flowers, and there, under the moonlight, stood a family of moon bunnies. The little moon bunny squeaked with joy and ran toward them. Its family gathered around it, nuzzling it gently. Rosie smiled so wide, her little pink hearts sparkled brighter than ever. "We found your home," she whispered. The little star twinkled with happiness. Its job was done now. It was time to return to the sky. Back in the open valley, the dragons watched as the little star floated upward. Lumi rose beside it, glowing warmly. "Thank you," she said gently. "You brought light where it was needed most." The little star shimmered. Then it lifted higher and higher, until it returned to its place in the sky. At once, the dark patch disappeared. The moonflower path glowed again, the river sparkled, the valley shone beautifully under the stars. Blaze cheered, "It's back!" Kiki laughed, "The whole valley is bright again." Leafy smiled peacefully. "Even a small light can make a big difference." Rosie looked up at the sky and whispered, "And helping someone in need is its own kind of magic." Lumi glowed brighter than ever. She had found her lost star, but more importantly, they had all learned something special. The 5 dragons sat together on a hill and looked up at the sky. The stars twinkled gently above them. Lumi spoke softly. "I thought the star was lost." Leafy nodded. "But it was really helping someone." Kiki smiled. "So it wasn't lost at all." Blaze stretched his wings. It was being brave. Rosie placed a paw over her heart. And kind Lumi looked at her friends and smiled. "Tonight, the stars taught us something important." Then, all together, the dragons said, "Helping others makes the world brighter." And under the shining sky of Dragon Valley, the 5 little dragons flew home together, happy, glowing, and ready for their next magical adventure. Remember, little explorers, even the smallest light can help someone find the way.